Hello and welcome to a new video. Today we're going to take a look at the Master League Premier Classic Cup, and we have the Walrein here on our team. And this is a team that I already showcased basically in the top team video, which I made on Saturday, I think, which I wanted to try out anyway around the the Walrein. And yeah, basically I already made a video in Ultra League about Walrein plus the Heracross, so now we can play this similar matchup as well in the Master League, which is pretty cool. We have Snorlax just as a save swap, doesn't make sense. You get out the potential fighting type, which I actually encountered some of them. And also, like, in general, it's just a good coverage, just the safest save swap in the game there. I played it sometimes a little bit weird and not as good. My game was very clunky, like I wouldn't say laggy, but clunky. Yeah, so like sometimes it was like I took like a little bit too long to get to the next move, or like didn't throw immediately because I just couldn't. I don't know why, but yeah, that's basically always when there's a new league. New league means new lag, and usually after like 1 or 2 days it's fine again. But yeah, was kind of a little bit laggy in the beginning to play with this. Here we have Metagross against us, which we get a shield from, which is cool. But yeah, you have play with all the 3 Pokemon against the Metagross. Of course, the fighter usually has a pretty decent play there with the Heracross, even though you only really win, I think, in the 2 shields or something against it. But you have the coverage with the Walrein, with the Earthquake. Oh, we can farm down here, very nice. And then you have the Snorlax, which can still do something with the lick damage. Yeah, I used 2 ATMs on this Pokemon to get this up here. This is a Walrein, which I hatched 2018 after I had my first exams in university. So I powered this up back in the day when I was like, there was no PvP or anything around. I powered up immediately to level 40 just because I was literally on the way back home after I just finished my last exam, my final exam for the first year of university, which was kind of funny. So kind of backstory, so cool, I can use it now in Battle League. I rather wanted to use 2 Elite TMs to try it out than power up an entire new one. And yeah, would I recommend it to you if you already have one build to use Elite TMs on this thing, or would I even in general recommend you to build one for Master League? Honest opinion, yes and no, which doesn't really help you at this point. The thing is, if you are missing some Pokemon from Master League in general, like I don't know, if you have a Gyarados that you haven't built yet, if you need a Snorlax still, go for them. If you have like basically unlimited starters and are like you really want to use it, it is not bad. Like it's definitely not a bad Pokemon for Master League, but you sometimes just see that this Pokemon is basically 1200 points in terms of CP lower than the rest. You sometimes just see that, and it's just pretty difficult sometimes to play with this, and like you see the difference between the damage output it has, the difference between what it can take. It actually is pretty bulky, it's pretty fine. But for example, you have Ice type here with a super effective, very strong charge move there in the Icicle Spear. You don't even 2-shot Togekiss, and this is kind of worrying. Like for this Pokemon, it's more the problem the damage output than the damage that it can take. The damage that it can take is pretty decent, a little bit less bulky I think than Snorlax, but a little bit, yeah, in general it's like very good moves, had good coverage, good Pokemon, but I wouldn't build it if you have anything else that you still very much need for this for this cup in general. Yeah, don't build a Walrein. It's just a little bit too low in my opinion. But it's still fun to use. It's definitely not a bad Pokemon. It's just not a top tier Pokemon. We have a Chandelure against us here. This guy, yeah, I don't know what this guy was trying to do later on. He was just letting my moves go through, which was fine. He goes for a Flame Charge. I can just lick him down. We have a pretty easy play there. We already know what he has in the back as well, and it's already basically low health, so we can just go for some Body Slam and KO this thing. And I just want to flex on the opponent. That was definitely not necessary, but I just wanted to go straight for the catch. My opponent surrenders now. Good game there. And we are climbing higher and higher with this team. This team worked really well for me. Can definitely recommend it to you in general. I also kind of want to make a team around Avalux still, which I also already powered up anyway, and I think it might be cool in this current meta, maybe in the lead, who knows. But yeah, Definitely, I can recommend this team. If you can play it, it definitely works. I also saw like Homeslice Henry playing the same team, which is funny. But yeah, now I already said in the team builder video that I'm most likely going to showcase this team. And this team is definitely a very good team. Definitely works well. And I actually had a very tough matchups most of the time. Like I had a lot of times Togekiss lead. I had a lot of times in general like bad leads on me, like Dragon Knight and all the things basically that Walrein wanted to face I had in the lead, while everything that Walrein didn't want to face I had in the bag, and still I went positive with this team, which basically shows yeah, it's totally fine. It's definitely a team that can work. It's not RPS. It's also something that I see a lot of people just say, oh, every cup is basically RPS where it's a closer meta. It's definitely not. There are always like something that are say swaps that help you still winning some games, in general, like help you to get to a higher elo, but like usually those metas seem to be RPS, but actually like in reality they're not. For example, this one, it's not really. It's gonna be such a close game here right now. We have 1 HP on the Gyarados. We're still gonna be able to KO him there. Close one. Good lead for us. Gyarados coming in. Gyarados with a waterfall was the most common thing I saw actually. And I can just get the damage off and go into my little Walrein here. The crunch doesn't really do too much. We can actually take 2 crunches. But also this Icicle Spear doesn't really do too much. I mean, we can still farm him down. We can just let it go. He goes for the Aqua Tail. And we can just go for the Icicle Spear and he goes back into the Snorlax. But we still have some HP. I'm just gonna like leave. And this was the most deepest part thing that I did in this entire match. I shouldn't have stopped out there. Of course, he has the hardest counter possible in the bag. And at this point, there is nothing I can do. I can get 1 shield there with my Walrein, but yeah, I basically threw the game. I could have just stayed in, I guess. But even then, I think it would have been tough. I think you always lose with Snorlax and 2-shit against Togekiss. I actually kind of want to know that, because it would basically tell me if I completely messed up there or if I lost anyway. If I go for Snorlax against the Togekiss at level 40, then the Snorlax... yeah, Snorlax always loses in the 2 shields anyway, so okay, I would have lost anyway. Totally fine. Nothing I can do there. But yeah, good game there to my opponent. He actually made it closer than he had to. He could have just cheated there before and he would have been fine. But like this, yeah. We have another Pokemon where we would really want the Walrein against, but who? Yeah, it's just like... Sad. I also always thought a lot of times that Heracross would be faster with a charge move there, but it was never really, so yeah, I thought I would get there before the Dragonite. I didn't, but at least I get a shield here and he gets another shield by me because he was like up to a Draco Media and I didn't really want to get hit by this. He goes into a Snorlax and I just farm up to 100 energy. Throw one move. I'm not in the range for a superpower yet, but I expect my opponent to go for 2 superpowers at the same time. As you saw there, I tried to get to mine in, but this didn't work. But at least I caught the move on the Heracross. And well, this does pretty decent damage. I tried to go for the Rock Blast, didn't work out. The Body Slam doesn't KO me though. And we lost CMP to a Snorlax here. With a Heracross, definitely what's supposed to happen. And my opponent has a Metagross in the back and there's not a lot I can do here. I go for 1 superpower. And I maybe should have stopped out there. But now I go for another superpower. I was hoping that I get a shield, but I didn't. And my opponent swaps into the Dragonite. But also, yeah. We are low enough now for him to go for just 1, what's it called, 1 Media Mesh. And he shields the Icicle Spear. I'm just gonna go for another move. Oh yeah, we're dead by 1 Media Mesh, and he's gonna go for 1 right now. Good game to my opponent. You cannot win them all. Or can we? Snorlax is just too good. We have another horrible lead here with the Togekiss. Actually, like we got hard countered so many times. Speaking of getting hard countered, here's a Conkeldurr. If you saw the shot of me using the Pre-Evolution Ultra League, that was actually funny to use it. But here, I actually thought that I could win back switch advantage if he doesn't shield here, but he shielded, so I couldn't win back switch advantage. Very nice also from my opponent here, like knowing when to throw, perfect alignment there, very well played by my opponent. we can go for the farm down at least, but we have to swap out immediately, and we're gonna see the Excadrill coming in the back there, and you're just gonna see how much better Excadrill is than the Walrein. So good game there, nothing I can do sadly. But he actually, yeah, okay, I tried to go for my move that didn't work out, I don't know why. I don't know why. But we can go for another Icicle Spear, gonna be able to KO this thing. He still has a shield, we can go for another one here. He gonna let it go. And can we get to 2 Rock Blast? We have 2 Rock Blast stored, we can get, if we get to the next one as well, we're gonna be able to win this game. And we lost CMP here. Kinda annoying, kinda unfortunate. It was such a close game, good game to my opponent. We nearly came back after the hardest hard counter that you could imagine. So that would have been nice, but it's okay. You cannot win them all. It's also something that people have to understand. Like, everybody gets so upset when they lose, but this is basically like, it's like the top player maybe have a 65% win rate. Like, and then even though this win rate gonna level down to like around 50% at the top anyway then. But yeah, like you will never, nobody gonna ever win them all. Never really get upset from losing. Especially like I really get upset when I lose because of the game being broken and like not working. But like if I lose because of my own mistakes, I usually just like see and look like how I can improve the next time. It's always a little bit better. Here we just Earthquake the Metagross and my opponent just surrenders. Bye bye. Twitch 1010. Interesting name. We catch the move perfectly on our Snorlax. Running the Dragon Tail, my opponent there. Very nice. He goes immediately for the move here, which I don't really understand. You can just farm up extra, like you not really get hurt by this. Now you have to definitely throw 2 moves because the superpower like gets a debuff for me, but that's totally fine for me as well. And at this point, I'm just gonna farm all the way down. I have to shield once, but I'm gonna be able to farm all the way down. Nothing that you can do here. And we're gonna see the Metagross coming in. I went for the wrong move here. I was so expecting the other Pokemon to come in. We can go for 2 close combat here though. If he catches, it's also fine actually, because I have the shield now and he's in 1 Earthquake range. And I can just go for the Icicle Spear here. I'm just gonna farm up to 2 Icicle Spears. Not gonna shield here. I know there's only 1 of the Dragon Claws. We can KO this Dragonite, and we're just gonna have the 1 Metagross in the back, which we're gonna be able to KO with another Icicle Spear. So you see, like, Walrein definitely has some play in the meta, definitely can do some stuff. It's a decent ice type, and in general, it's cool to have like some bulkier ice types around anyway. So that's also why I'm kind of curious about how good the Everluck gonna do in this league, which we're mostly gonna find out someday later on this YouTube channel. Of course, if you haven't subscribed already, I would appreciate this if you would. But yeah, we can just go for some body slams here against this Mamoswine and gonna go for a superpower, getting the shield. Actually gonna shield here as well because we were already at the superpower and I can just swap out afterwards, I guess. Walrein can deal with it, the Heracross can deal with it, but my opponent just lets it go. He goes into the Metagross and we have to go into this thing here in the Heracross, but it doesn't look too good. And we're just gonna go for the bait move because he was too far ahead on energy and he has the Gyarados and there's nothing he can do here, sadly. I can go into my Walrein, but I'm gonna take too much damage in time and I'm already now in the range for 1 Media Mesh. I mean, well, what am I supposed to do? Yeah, like he can go for an Arcote, we're so low. We can go for 1 Icicle Spear, but then he should have enough energy and health, but we can go for an Earthquake because the cool thing about Walrein is that you can store 1 Earthquake into 1 of the Icicle Spear at 65 energy and 35 energy. So my play was there just to nuke him immediately when he comes in, and it worked out perfectly. Here, another hard counter basically. Nothing we can do really against the Garchomp, and we have the Togekiss in the lead, which is a very horrible play there, like in general a very horrible Pokemon to face in the lead against the fighting type. And yeah, here against this little Garchomp at least, we can put him pretty low. He goes for the Earth Power, I am totally fine with that. We can go for the Body Slam here, gonna put him low as well. I'm just gonna let it go, and I'm just gonna farm all the way down with our little Ice Boy here. And we're gonna see the Snorlax coming in. And this is gonna be a very tough game now, because he can just go into Togekiss and kinda counters me. But because he took so long in the Snorlax, I'm gonna be able to get to 2 Rock Blasts here. And this is pretty sick, because now I can just go for a move with Walrein, and I'm gonna be able to KO this Togekiss. Now it's our Walrein against the Snorlax. Who's gonna win this? And we already have so much damage thanks to the Heracross. He goes for the Outrage there, crazy move. We can go for the Icicle Spear. We're gonna be able to put him low. He still has a shield. Can we get to the next Icicle Spear in time as well? This will get the last shield, and we're gonna be able to. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.